Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why your product or service simply will not sell. And this will be useful for if your client's product or service simply won't sell as well, and what to kind of do, where to point the finger. So guys, this is a really interesting video, and the reason why I want to do this video is because I think the more and more people that are talking about Facebook ads, the more and more people that are producing content on paid advertising, social media marketing, digital marketing, there seems to be a narrative around it that we're starting to see from clients that we speak to, that Facebook ads are just a magic wand for fixing any business. So people have got this thing in their head where you can run paid ads for any business on planet Earth, and with a snap of your fingers, they're going to be making loads of money through loads of sales, loads of leads, loads of business. And it just doesn't work like that. You can't just run ads and use that as an excuse for you to not get sales. Like, it just simply doesn't work like that. There's so many factors that go into a successful marketing campaign that affect whether those sales are going to come in or not. You can't just run ads, and a client can't just get you to run ads, and if sales don't come in, blame the marketing campaign. So I'm usually against, social media marketing agencies, even though we are one. But on these videos, Tom and I both very much take the stance of, right, if your client's unhappy and they're telling you, like, it usually is you, and majority of the time agencies are doing stuff wrong. However, in this case, I'm going to be on the side of the agencies. Very possible, and a lot of the time it is the agency's fault because they don't do the correct marketing campaigns. However, you can't get results for every client you work with, and any person who says they can is just a liar. And that's the same reason why we hate these guarantee ads where, people get an ad up that say, right, I can bring you this, I can guarantee this, and if not, you can have your money back. And they claim to have never given anyone their money back. But that's, that's not true, because that's such an ideal world. That's like saying you can work with every business. It's like saying there's a marketing strategy out there that can instantly just work for any business no matter what they do. And it just doesn't work like that. There's so many factors involved, which I'm going to take you through in this video. So the first one of why your product and service won't sell is there a demand for it? Like, is there actually customers out there that want to buy your product or service? And that's not going to be the case if you work with a client that's established and been in business for 30 years, unless they're bringing out a new product. But if you're working with you see it loads with life coaches. If you're working with a life coach and, they've just brought out this new 20 grand life coaching program, and they get a social media marketing agency to market it, and they can't get any sales. And it's like, well, you've got no proof of concept there. Is there a proof of concept for the product and service you're selling? So if you're working with a startup, if you're working with any business that has a new product or service, is there proof of concept there? Have they done any market research to see whether that product or service is actually, like, is there a demand for it? That's step one. Is there a demand for the product or service you're selling? Number two is the price point, which is something that business owners get so wrong, because every business owner thinks they have the best business in the world. Every business owner feels like there should be people queuing up to work with their business. That's just a fact, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just being confident in your brand and loving your brand. However, business owners are often very delusional on the prices they attach to products, and they think they have a lot more of a luxury brand than they actually do. Growing a brand into a place where you can charge luxury price tags does not happen overnight, and it certainly doesn't happen by just sticking a luxury price tag on a product or service. So if you're working with a dentist and they want to charge 20% higher than every other dentist in their area, but they've done nothing in order to warrant that price, they've just said, we want to position ourselves in the luxury market. Unfortunately, that's not good enough, because if you've not done anything to deserve that luxury price tag, like celebrity endorsements or growing the brand long term, showcasing particular things, there's many ways you can grow a luxury brand, but it takes time and it takes money. So if they've not put that in, and now they want customers to suddenly choose them at a higher price over someone else who's selling the exact same service and the exact same kind of position in the market, realistically, even though they position themselves very high at being delusional, they're not going to pick up sales, and they're not going to get any business. So you need to make sure that the business and the products that business is selling is priced appropriately depending on the level of their brand. We've worked with clothing brands in the beginning where they've not sold one item of their clothing, and they're positioning their clothing in the same price range as like luxury brands. And it was like, you just can't do that. Like, and they were stubborn on it. They said, right, execute the marketing plan. We know the marketing plan works. Let's see what happens. And funnily enough, you didn't get any sales, because why would someone purchase a luxury clothing brand that no one's ever heard of for the same price you could buy a Balenciaga t-shirt or a, like a Louis Vuitton t-shirt? And and it was targeted to the same demographic. So people, it was like, it just didn't make any sense. Number three, which I mentioned at the beginning, is just a poor marketing strategy. So there is times where if you've not executed your marketing strategy in the correct way, or you just don't understand how to market a product, that's where, like, you could have everything right in the world, and if you're not a good social media marketing agency, or if you don't have a clear strategy, then your product and service isn't going to sell. Number four is there is a difficult customer journey. So the customer journey that someone goes on in order to buy a product or service isn't very clear, and it's actually quite difficult. And you see this a lot with service-based businesses and different businesses of the sort, where the business makes it incredibly difficult for someone to actually become a customer. They have to do multiple forms, they have to do multiple consultations, they might have to put a 50% deposit down, or to buy an e-commerce product, they have to go through like a 6 or 7 stage checkout process. And people just get bored of it, and they just go, oh, fuck this, I don't want to do that anymore, it's taking too long, and then they miss out on the sale. And an easy way to see that is they have loads of add to carts, initiate checkouts, but no purchases. So there's ways of looking at the metrics and seeing where those problems are. But if you've got a really difficult customer journey, and that business makes it incredibly difficult for someone to actually become a customer, then you need to work with the client to figure that process out. And we've worked with restaurants before where the ordering process has like 5 steps to get there. They've got to make an account, they've got to verify the account. There's loads of steps in there, which is why they were not getting any sales. And as soon as we sorted out that system, sales were coming in and orders were coming in, irrespective of our marketing, because the process was just terrible. And finally, guys, the customers just can't see the value in that product or service. So you might have demand for the product or service, you might have the perfect price point, you might have the perfect, well, you won't have the perfect marketing, otherwise you wouldn't have this problem. But customers just can't see the value in that product or service. And that's probably a case of not hitting pain points in your ads, not having your landing page or your website crafted in the correct way. Is there testimonials on there? Is there pain points on there? Is there features? Is there benefits? Is there videos on there? Is there everything that's needed to make someone make a justified decision on buying a product or service? Is that information there and available to someone to see on that customer journey? Because if it's not, and all you're saying is, right, here's the product, buy it now, no one's going to buy it because they don't see the value in that product or service, which is a massive issue. So you need to go back to the drawing board, go through your customer journey as if you were someone buying a product from your ad, and see where the holes are. Where do you need to implement testimonials? Where do you need to implement more pain points, etc., in order to get that journey, correct, and helping people make the decision along that journey. So yeah, super important video, guys, because what a lot of people do, no ads, no sales come in, and your clients will just blame the marketing campaign, when you as the marketing agency owner need to protect yourself and do an audit of the overall business. Like when we work with an e-commerce brand, we'll do an example purchase on Zoom with them, and we'll be like, right, like, can you see for yourself how difficult this is to actually check out the product? Or if we're working with an info product business, we'll say, can you see how difficult it is for someone to actually buy? Like, you have to get on multiple calls with you. There might be people sat there that don't want to get on a call with you, but want to buy your $1,500 info product. So you just have to do kind of an audit of the overall business and just see where everything's going wrong, because then there's so many different things that I've not even mentioned there. Like, say you're doing lead gen for a dental practice or any lead gen, but the person who rings all of the leads is a really grumpy, like, just not very friendly person, hence why no one's booking in. So that's another thing that you need to audit, is the person that's calling the leads, which is completely out of your hands, are they doing a good job? Because if they're not doing a good job, then in the eyes of the business owner, you're not doing a good job, which is hence why you're going to lose the client. So you need to do a full audit on everything in order to figure out what's happening in the business. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you're new to the channel, like I say, subscribe. If you're a regular watcher of the channel, thank you so much for continually to support us and watch every video. Massively appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Harry_SMMA, Tom_SMMA, because we're extremely active on there, and we answer any questions that you want to DM us. If you have any questions about the Academy, which is our mentorship program, or anything of the sort, just drop us a message, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow at 9 AM for tomorrow's video.